Mardi soir.
Welcome back to What's Happening, Slim, part 2 of the two-part conversation. Let's talk about it with JEEJEE777. Like, comment, subscribe, tune in. More fire content on the way.
Like 40 Crips off, they say. It's like, I mean, it was a lot of people that he got off. So there was definitely something in it for him to give that statement. He got a lot of people off. But I definitely believe they used him because, you know, they were familiar.
But my thing is, allegedly, he's been going on Vlad TV. He's been going on all these other platforms for the last 5-6 years, saying, "Oh yeah, I was there when Tupac was killed. I was there." So why now? Like, did they just get tired of him just talking? Like, why now?
You know, I believe why now. I believe it's because it's just time. You know, I believe they had all of this planned. I definitely believe that. To me, it's like we're watching watching theater. Right. You know, they want to close this case. They want to close it. They want to say it's gang related. Keefy D, Keefy D's going to get off. I don't believe Keefy D's going to really have any time. I think he's going to get off. And, you know, after he gets off and they take us through this whole show.
So you don't believe he's going to get convicted?
I really don't. No, I don't.
Why?
I never did.
Why?
Because I believe all of this was just for one reason. And and that is to get LAPD and Las Vegas Metropolitan PD out of the just so they don't have to pay the consequences that they should pay for these murders. That's what I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so to blame it on gangs, you know, to say that this was gang related is so easy. You know, and so I think all of this is just a play out, you know, and then they're going to say, of course, you know, Keefy D will get off because somehow he was railroaded into this confession and all this other stuff. And then they'll just say, yeah, this was all gang related. It had nothing to do with the police.
At the same time, he can't be railroaded into any confessions that he voluntarily went on these platforms like Vlad. He went on, I think, Say Cheese. What's it? No, I don't think he went on Say Cheese. But he went on a whole bunch of platforms and admitting he was there when Tupac was there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, convicting, yeah, you getting justice at the end. But this dude got cancer. He, 65 years old. He at the end of his life already. What you gonna get, 2-3 years? Is that justified?
Maybe he got, you know, like I said, you know how they have, you know, in this street life, he got a lot of Crips off.
Yeah.
You know, he got a lot of Crips out of doing time, major time. You know, maybe he got some type of, he wrote a book, right? Maybe he got some type of monetary, you know, compensation or something like that. So,
because he damn sure,
there are a lot of reasons.
He damn sure ain't get the $1 million that allegedly Puffy put up. He damn sure ain't get that $1 million.
Yeah, you know, that story to me.
Allegedly.
I did do a little snippet on that story. As a matter of fact, that story that little snippet I did on with Puffy, I made this clip where they had a clip online with Von Zip, DeAndre Smith, I think Terrence Brown and Orlando Anderson, and they had one little slot left. And so I just made this clip where Puffy kind of slid in that slot, and so I did one little snippet on that. And one of the guys, what is it, Machiavelli Media or something? I saw my template there, and I was like, gosh, they're just taking everything. But anyway, I don't know about that. I don't know about the Von Zip thing. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know about this $1 million. They say Von Zip was trying to start a record label or something. So
yeah,
I don't know. That must have been a big thing because yeah.
I don't know, because after they said that Von Zip opened a club, like they say he took that $1 million and opened up a club, but then at the same time it's a video floating around with Orlando Anderson saying he didn't do it. He didn't shoot Tupac. I don't know why people are saying that. Like, so who knows what to believe? Like, I think they just trying to get the family closure, and they pulling their straws out of all he could. To me, all he could be charged with is accessory to the crime. That's all he could be charged with, to me, is accessory to the crime, because he's the only one that's alive.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many, I don't think that they're trying to give the family closure, because if they were trying to give the family closure, they would go after the true killers.
Right.
They go after the truth. This Keefe D story is just not, it's not, in my opinion, from everything that I've looked at, it's just not true. I mean, he says one time that Orlando Anderson had a sling on his arm, right? So you're telling me that Orlando Anderson was able to shoot over Andre Smith and kill Tupac with a sling on his arm? So, his story just doesn't make sense, it just really doesn't. See, we have in our head what happened that night because of Keefe D and Greg Kading. They are the ones that concocted this dramatization of what happened that night.
And
none of us really know what happened that night.
Greg Kading is the police officer, right?
Yeah, Greg Kading is the police officer that made Murder Rap, and he was the one that gave the proffer agreement to what's his name, Keefe D. And the thing about Keefe, another thing is that Keefe D, he made that statement, from what I understand, with his lawyer.
Let me ask you a question, because I don't know. That's why I'm gonna ask you a question. Who does a person give a proffer to?
Obviously, somebody like Keefe D.
Like, no. What I'm saying, like, if I was Keefe D, who accepts my proffer? The DA, the police officers, or who?
Because, no, I don't think Keefe D. I don't know if he went in there and just said, "I know what happened." I think that they kind of solicited him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Greg Kading kind of solicited him,
Gotcha.
and and they came up with this agreement. I don't even know if he really has a proffer agreement. This is just, like I said, these are things that have been just kind of said, but we really don't know. We really don't know. Like I was saying, he sat down with his lawyer when he did take that proffer agreement, if that's really what happened. He had his lawyer with him, from what I understand.
Right.
So what type of lawyer would allow you to get into something like that? They're supposed to be there for your benefit. So I think all of this stuff was a lot of just bull. I think this is a big charades that they're doing. They want to close the case out. What people don't, I guess people might know, but Biggie's mom, Willetta Wallace, she has she had a big lawsuit against LAPD.
Right.
You know, and if you ask me, Greg Kading, the only thing that his purpose was to come and make sure that these deaths, Biggie and Tupac's, were, you know, just called gang related deaths. You know, they wanted to get the LAPD out of that. And if you look at all the evidence, it was nothing but the LAPD that worked for Death Row Records that killed both of them. I mean, it's just obvious. And unfortunately, Russell Poole died, you know, in the same way. So we might as well go ahead and add Russell Poole as well, because he died as well. I think he was murdered as well because he knew who did it. So, you know, if they don't come clean with who really killed Tupac and Biggie, if they come with this Keefe D stuff and said, you know, and kind of end it like that, then, you know, it was just all some fluff.
But okay, so a lot of people saying now Puffy publishing back that way so he could clean his hands, or because he paid $1 million, and just because $1 million then get to the people.
I don't know.
And
I think I don't know.
And then other people are saying that it's gang politics because it's somebody got their chain snatched, and then they seen the person who was allegedly responsible for that, and they jumped them, and it was gang politics. Controversial conversations that's happening.
But see, the chain thing, I think, was all a setup. I think they set it up, you know, knowing the type of personality that Tupac might have had. And so they set that whole chain thing up. I think it was all set up from the beginning to get him, you know, going and to get something started so that they could say it was gang related.
Right.
You know, I just don't believe any of it really too much. I mean, we saw the fight, of course, but there was a guy that came, you know, that kind of provoked that. And so I just think it was just all a setup.
So what I want out of this conversation, because that's what we have a conversation. I want people to give credit where credit is due. And if it was your footage that gave the people the narrative, I want them to give you your credit where your credit is due.
Well, it was I wouldn't say, because we can't overlook Russell Poole. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Russell Poole solved this case years ago. Right. He lost his life for it. So I don't want to take a credit that's not mine. What I don't like is I don't like how these people, Choke No Joke, Gene Deal, all of these people are coming out now trying to say that they were the ones who brought this narrative or solved it. You didn't solve anything. Russell Poole solved it. Right. But I will say that if you go and look at my footage, I started uploading videos about this and Russell Poole's findings in July? Right. 2023.
Right, but you know now they saying Vlad solved the murder.
Well, he didn't solve the murder.
They saying he solved the murder. He got all the video.
What they're saying is that Vlad was the one that caught Keefe D. See, they're saying he solved the murder based on the Keefe D information. You understand what I'm saying? So everyone knows that Keefe D information is flawed.
Thank y'all for rocking with me this long. Thank y'all for y'all support. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you, Slim. Go show JEEJEE777 some love on her channel. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that's in the description. Stay tuned for part 3. of Let's Talk About It, the Tupac conversation. Like I say all the time, my opinion is my opinion. You have your opinion. You have the right to tell me my opinion is wrong. But guess what? It's just your opinion. Until the next time, we out. You know me. You know me.